Precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if we turn to the next-gen stats, the final clocking, well, it's ridiculous. 22.5 miles an hour. McCann's got it teed up. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and taken. On first down, Black. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Well, this defense for the Browns, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd down and 8. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Chubb on first down, no room to roam as he struggles just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Point after, right down the middle. That will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that first down marker. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. McCann's got it teed up. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Flushed out right. Oh, look at the catch there by Moore. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Wilson and Moore there for a Jets first.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
On first down, Wilson. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Uncorks one for Davis. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. That catch good for only a couple.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Tua. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Handoff comes to Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets 16. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On first down, Tagovailoa. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
For as much as we extol his route running and him as a pass catcher, he might be better with the ball in his hands. He did not want to go down there until he found the end zone. And while he didn't quite get there, he and his guys are set up near the goal line now, 1st and goal.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Chubb again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Tua. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
McCann's kick up and good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all. And if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
They go play action now. Wilson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. On play action, here's Tua. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw pulled in by Aguilar. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Get ready. Recon, 132 fight.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And this is going to fall to the ground incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down. Here's 2nd and 10. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Mike 42, check. Mike 42. Mike 42. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Slam.
On third down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
And it's fielded at the 34. The 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On 2nd and 7, Tua. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Now, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. Phillip.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. There he goes left side. He's at the 30. 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal.
17, Jets, 14.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. The Browns drive about to get started. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive. And they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. A give, this is Chubb. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. It's caught by OBJ. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this 2nd half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're down on the scoreboard. Sort of a sloppy first half. And Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you don't ordinarily go with in the NFL. That's a fire and brimstone. You've got to fire these guys up. Make them understand what's going on out there. They were so sloppy in the first half. Too many turnovers. Tighten things up. Maybe get in their face a little bit. Get in their grill. And then send them back out.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. 42. Mike 42. 42's the mark, boys. 42. 42's the mark.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a 2nd half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Second and 10. Chubb will get the call running left. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. From midfield, here's Tua. Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw taken in here by Fuller. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards, the pickup there. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. McCann's got it teed up. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On 2nd and 12, Wilson eluding the pressure right. He's got it complete to Aguilar. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Mike 42, check, Mike 42. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense, let's go. Mike 42, Mike 42. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Zoom, fellas, let's go. Let's go.
Play action. Now Wilson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 35-yard line. They'll run on first down. It's Black. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
Wilson. Flush to his right. It's caught by Aguilar. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Here's Wilson. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Play action, now it's Tua. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb, and he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
First down, Browns.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And finding the tight end Hooper. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Browns on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to pass, Tua. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cleveland.
And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Greg Newsome up to make the stop.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson completes it to Aguilar. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. Throwing is Wilson. And unable to connect on the long pass. He actually brings it in, but he was out of bounds, incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. To the right side and into the hands of the tight end, Granson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Throwing again here, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And that's caught by the tight end, Granson. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Mike's 4-2, Mike's 4-2.
Now Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Elijah Moore, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jets have made it a one-score game again. Here the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Browns' drive about to get started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They get this to Beckham on the perimeter. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. They run it again with Chubb. Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. On play action, here's Tua. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. Throwing now is Wilson. Flushed out right. He's got Granson, his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Now Wilson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. Past the 20. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Extra point by McCann, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Wilson to throw. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Late game situation, things seem to be unraveling just a little bit, and that's when you start forcing the football, mainly out of necessity. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete, nearly picked off.
Here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Black. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Now Wilson. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
With no timeouts left, that's a dangerous proposition, work in the middle of the field. Fortunately for them, that one fell incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw again is Wilson. Trying to lay one up deep. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10.
One last shot for Wilson. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Cleveland, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule.
And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.